Thank you for staying tuned. Zambia and Zimbabwe have reduced hydropower output from Kariba Dam because a drought has reduced water levels. The amount of water allocated for power generation is being cut to 36 billion cubic meters from 38 billion cubic meters, while electricity supplies will be reduced to 890 megawatts from 1,476 megawatts. Water is currently 5 meters above the minimum operating level. The measure is being implemented in order to ensure continued availability of generation into the 2020 season, which is managed by the neighboring country's governments. The Kariba hydropower station is Zambia's largest electricity source with capacity of 1,080 megawatts out of state-owned electricity supply, ZESCO Limited's total of 2,337 megawatts. And China plane maker Comac is nearing an order from an airline in Ghana, a rare advance overseas for the state-owned company as it attempts to become a real challenger to Boeing and Airbus. Africa World Airline Limited, partly owned by China's HNA Group Corporation, may agree this month to buy 2 Comac ARJ-21 regional jets. Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China Limited is part of China's bid to build an aerospace industry from scratch and gain more international clout. But so far, its orders have mostly been limited to domestic buyers such as China's state-owned carriers and HNA. Chinese President Xi Jinping's government, as part of his Belt and Road Initiative, has been helping African governments build airports and other infrastructure. Offering low-cost Chinese-made planes is part of that strategy. All right, let's cross over now to the Nigerian equities market for update from Tempo. Good afternoon, Tempo. Well, it's barely less than 40 minutes to the close of trading. At intraday, the market was still in the red. What has changed now?
Nothing has really changed, Chimbaze. The market is still in the red. Earlier, before I took this position, it was down some 0.36%. By the time they brought my mobile device to me and I checked again, it was down further to 0.41%. But that position might change any moment from now because of the buy side that we've seen in the market so far. Because going by what a lot of analysts also said by way of prediction before today, it is expected that the sell side of the market will taper going forward, and that is simply because it falls in line with the systemic ways or systemic behaviors of the market. So anything can change going forward. But then in terms of volume of value, if you look at the activity level, it's rising, 1.5 million done so far by way of volume. And in terms of the value of the transactions, is 1.5 billion naira so far done at about this time. When we've seen that sectorally, the banking segment is a bit in the negative territory. The industrial good, however, is doing well, as well as the oil and gas segment of the market. Even though we've seen some 4% plus decline in Seplat, in the share price of Seplat, which has informed its shareholders of the exchange rate it will be adopting for the payment of the dividends that has been proposed. That company is currently down, basically some 4% plus. But if you look at Etana PLC, that has been able to offset the impact of the losses of Seplat on that sector. Etana PLC is up some 10%. Cadbury PLC in the consumer goods segment of the market is also up some 10%. Now, Cadbury's earnings also came in early trades this morning. That may not be have been posted yet on the regular portal, but a lot of traders have seen that and they've started taking position on it, and it was quite an impressive result. Even though we also know that this particular company, Cadbury, the consumer goods in the consumer goods segment of the market, also has just announced some kind of appointments or kind of rejigging basically on its board. But so we see more buy side, and we do hope that the kind of loss that we're going to have today will not be as huge as we saw yesterday. And going forward, the market should possibly, get into some kind of bargain hunting position. Chimeze.
All right, let's continue to be optimistic. I hope we'll continue to be optimistic. I keep saying that, Temple. Thank you. Well, in South Africa, collectors from different parts of the world are getting increasingly interested in Cape Town's booming art market as they search for the best deals when buying African art. South Africa is one of the continent's art powerhouses, offering a flourishing gallery scene. Let's watch this.
From America and Europe are scoring Cape Town's booming art market in search of deals as diverse as a traditional oil portrait by South Africa's Emma Stern or a sculpture assembled from bottle caps by Ghana's El Anatsui. Dozens of city center venues, including the Association of Visual Arts Gallery and the converted grain stylers of Zaid's Museum of Contemporary African Art, are catering to art aficionados seeking a good investment and the general viewing public. At a packed live auction featuring works by several South African heavyweights such as Stern, Jerez Sekoto, and Alexis Prella, bidding reached new highs as collectors phoning in from as far as Chile and Canada competed against each other and the audience.
We sold approximately 106 million rand worth of art, including commission tonight, which is a record for South Africa and for Africa as a continent. And I think it bodes extremely well for the future of African and South African art. So we are absolutely delighted.
The day-long sale saw over 600 slots sold and covered a wide range of items, from the decorative arts with a selection of Chinese and Japanese ceramics to the main event featuring Stern and other paintings. It was the first time ever a local art auction achieved sales of more than 100 million rands or $6.9 million in one day.
We really have created a rich ecosystem within which artists can prosper, we can present their work. We've got credible auction houses, we've got a great gallery system, and I think the world is now realizing that we've come of age and it's a great place to look at art and to buy art.
Contemporary works by William Kentridge was exhibited in New York and Paris, as well as former prisoner-turned-artist Blessing Ngobeni's surreal canvases and Zimbabwe-born photographer Kanzanai Chere's take on colonialism, among a wide variety of art on offer in the continent of 54 countries.
Cape Town is the ideal city in that it is, like you said, a gateway. It allows for people who are accessing the continent to sort of arrive here, and it becomes this port, if you will, to sort of experience the rest of the continent, an entryway, and also subscribes itself to art as well. But it also works twofold in that it's a chance for art to then leave the continent through people sharing what they've seen and sort of opening up these experiences into an international market.
A favorable rand-to-dollar exchange rate is another lure for foreign bargain hunters. South Africa's art market was valued at around 2 to 3 billion rand a year.
And that's a wrap on the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago.